Welcome back, everyone. Well, my guest and I, when we get going, we just start talking. So I just asked Andrew and Dana, did we start this interview yet? Because the interview is going to be exactly the same as the conversation we had before and the conversation we'll probably have after the interview.
And I think they recorded that one, too.
And they did?
So
great.
We'll edit.
Oh, we have one in the can.
Oh, good.
Yeah, great. This is Jonathan Newell, artist extraordinaire. And behind so many interesting projects that we won't have enough time to delve into all of them, but the one that we always want to bring John on for and give you an update on is the remarkable restoration of work that's going on over at the Strand Theater in Hudson Falls. This is just not four walls, folks. This is a place that artists are seeking out and artists want to play. And the vibe, well, that's something guys my age say, by the way. I don't know
right.
if are you old enough to understand? Vibe is all right?
I was very young, but yes, I still use it.
Is absolutely incredible there. So, all right, we're going to try to get this in 7 minutes. Let's start with what's coming up this weekend.
This weekend is Friday night is the Best of the House Band tributes. So we have our own Wrecking Crew. Yeah, we have a group of players that back a lot of the tribute acts that come through. So we'll pick a few songs from the Beatles and the Stones and George Harrison and John Lennon and Zeppelin and Queen and Bowie and who else, U2. We've covered a lot of different things in these tributes. So we'll pick a few songs from each one and we'll see what happens. We're going to bring in our stack of charts, which is like 200 songs or so. And just pick them out that night.
What Jonathan's referring to, the Wrecking Crew, was the legendary L.A. house band that played on over 200 top 10 recordings or something. It's an enormous number of recordings. Muscle Shoals musicians and those guys were another
Glenn
group.
Campbell was
You've got that's correct, by the way. Yeah. But this is Hudson Falls on money. So Ernie, Mark.
Ernie, Mark, Mike Craner, Alan
Mike,
Dunham, and me.
Yeah. Oh God, these are stellar musicians. So that's this Friday night.
Friday night, yeah.
Yeah, so you just throw it in the bag, mixed bag, pick something out of the hat, and off you go.
We'll decide at sound check. Let's try this and this. We'll see how we feel. We have to feel the vibe first.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for a little tribute there for me.
Yeah.
The next night, this is a very interesting project.
Saturday,
and very typical of what I'm talking to you about with what John's doing at the Strand.
Yeah, this is a great project. It's Rex Fowler from Aztec Two-Step. Aztec Two-Step is a legendary folk duo. Rex is always coming up with these great side projects, and this one I thought was really interesting. So he's made a film he tracked down a bunch of the people that Elvis gave cars to. Elvis apparently gave away a bunch of Cadillacs, and all walks of life. Some were teachers, some were just everyday life kind of people. But so he gave them cars. So he tracked them down and interviewed them to get their memories of what it was when Elvis gave them a car and how they met and all those things. So that's a 45-minute documentary. So we'll show that. We have a 32-foot wide screen, digital projector, and then Rex is going to do a concert afterwards and a little bit of a historical sort of setting of each song. He's going to do some rockabilly songs that Elvis covered. So it should be really interesting. He's got an upright bass player.
Yeah, that's
He's got the guitar player, the big hollow body guitar,
right.
And Rex's voice. It'll be great.
Yeah, if anybody knows Rex Fowler, founding member, really, Aztec Two-Step for 60 years ago, maybe, or something. I mean, this band has legendary legs. Yeah. And this side project. But can you imagine a documentary? Somebody had the curiosity to track down the people who Elvis Presley gave Cadillacs to. That is insane. And then do a rockabilly band, authentic with a stand-up bass on top of it.
It's going to be a great night.
That's Saturday night. And, in typical with what goes on at the Strand, try this the next time you want to go to the mall to go to the movies. These tickets are like $25, right?
Yeah, for what he's, and it's a great project. It's probably a one-time only tour that he's doing. Not too many places, so we're really fortunate to have it in our area. So we're excited.
Well, part of what's making the Strand really special beyond these kinds of things is that you're doing a lot in a lot of the different areas of performing arts. Yeah. Tell me a bit, give us an update on Chevalier Dance Ballet Company.
Right, so there's a ballet company in Manhattan that we partnered with, and so we've become their fiscal sponsor to help them become a professional touring company, international touring company. So they train dancers who are probably in their late teens to become professionals. So it's almost like Division I athletics, nice. But you're at that place with it, and so they come up to the Strand several times a year now to try things out before they take it out on tour. And so what it's developing is this creative partnership also. So we did a Beatles and ballet concert with them on a boat, on a cruise on Lake George, and it sold out, like that. So we thought we have to try this in Manhattan. So we started pricing some of the cruises around Manhattan Island, which were
crazy.
So we found a venue to do it in and a date. So we're going to be doing Beatles and ballet in the city at the K Playhouse in New York City on October 13th.
Oh, that's great.
And when I bring this idea down to the city and mention it to some of these dance promoters, they look at each other like, and I'm like, nobody's done Beatles and ballet yet in New York. They're like, not that we are aware of. So, and we're going to rent a bus from up here and take up the North Country folks down to the city and experience the show there.
You know, you're going to hear a phrase said, we're going to start using it more, maker's space. And what maker's space refers to is that the people who make things need a space. And the Strand is really turning into that, where art and performance is really the only criteria, and you're hoping if you build it, they will come. Yeah. You know, it's a field of dreams in some ways, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But so much talent behind this space. Really, I encourage you, go to their website and find out what's going on there, because almost any night you could pick something you have not a clue about what it is, and you will really enjoy yourself. And I can attest to that firsthand. My wife and I have been to 2 or 3 performances there that we just did because we thought, let's go over there and see what it's like, and walked out just absolutely stunned. We've got the annual typhoon, hurricane, British invasion coming up.
The 4th annual British invasion. We have a grant from the village and town of Lake George. It was supposed to last for 3 years, but because we've been hit with hurricanes or tornadoes for 3 years in a row, they gave us another chance at this. So, and they also moved it a month earlier. So it's July 7th and 8th, the British invasion. So it's the Wrecking Crew and some guest musicians doing Beatles and Stones on the first night, and then Bowie and Zeppelin on the second night.
Oh, yeah, we've gone down there. We were one of those people that trucked down in the storm, and you know, when there was enough trees down in the road, we sort of gave up on the idea.
Yeah, it was
but Jonathan and I have joked about this for years. Is that as soon as you announce you're doing the Beatle invasion there, that you know the gods who control the universe are just like, okay, that's when we'll have the hurricane.
Stay off the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be.
But this is a 2-day festival. Tickets are like $10. Yeah. And again, our very own Wrecking Crew band, talented musicians covering the Beatles, the Stones, Zepp, and Bowie. Oh, you can't wait. Run out of that. Well, I knew we'd run out of time almost immediately,
That's it.
But we've got a couple of other things coming up. Please go to the website. What is the website? Is it the Hudson River?
mystrandtheater.org.
mystrandtheater.org, and there's a really comprehensive calendar there that you can check out things. Quick tease for all of you. Jonathan and I are working on a project that you're going to start hearing about. There are some seminal video programs like Austin City Limits that I think that there's enough going on, and John thinks there's enough going on, that we may just be creating something live at the Strand.
Well, what you mentioned about the Strand and how it's a place to create and try things out, there's enough people that have discovered that and heard about it, so they're coming. So
that's right.
It should be something unique for them and for us and for the audience to witness, because it's only going to happen at the Strand, really. So.
More to come.
Yeah.
And it will be, and it will have a good vibe.
You know it. Vibe. Thank you.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.